A kitten who had been taught to hate mice for all his life suddenly found himself in a peculiar situation after he was kicked out of his home. This little kitty had no place to go and no one to call his own. But he wasn't alone. He lived in a cozy house with his mother and 4 siblings. All the cats in his family were huge and fluffy. They enjoyed lounging in the sunbeams and dozing off while being petted by their beloved human. Life was good until one day everything changed. There was also a mouse named Millie who could unfind her way back into her hole because there was a pile of bricks blocking the entrance. However, the truth was that Millie was simply hiding from the cats. She gathered all her kids around and told them that they were unallowed to play with the mouse anymore. It was then that our hero realized that his mother had lied to him. And although they ate bugs, they didn't need to eat cats. Our hero was so happy to learn all of this that he stayed playing with the mice for the whole afternoon. He forgot about his problems as soon as they started playing a fun game. Mice aren't dangerous. So what if one of them happened to be bigger than the others and had sharp teeth? As long as you don't provoke them, they won't touch you. And most importantly, they shouldn't let their guard down because she could strike back at any moment. Millie sat on top of a brick and dangled her little tail, which annoyed the kitten so much that he swatted at it with his paw. "Sorry," the kitten said timidly. "I didn't know you could move that fast." "Well, I can," Millie replied. "And if you don't want to lose your tail, keep your paws to yourself." But before he could do that, the mouse quickly pulled her tail back. There was a pile of bricks blocking the entrance to the hole. The kitten meowed sadly. After all, the kitten didn't try to eat her, even though he had the chance. From that moment on, they became best friends and helped each other out a lot. The mice helped the kitten move the bricks, and he shared his fish with them. Every evening, he snuck out and went to see his friend. They continued to play until dawn, and the kitten was so happy that he finally had a friend to share his life with. Sometimes they played all day long, and the rest of the time they just hung out together. How could he help them out? He wasn't strong enough to move those bricks. I know this sounds weird, but I'd be glad to see her just for a bit. Millie understood perfectly well how he felt. She, too, missed her old life sometimes. Our hero apologized to Millie and explained that he had never been able to befriend a mouse before because his mom had made sure of that. That evening, when the moon was high in the sky, Millie and the kitten went to the house where the cat's family lived. The reunion was so touching that the mother cat licked her son and promised to take care of him from now on. Of course, she didn't appreciate Millie's help, but what could she do? She was just a tiny mouse. Millie knocked on the window with her paw, and when the mother cat came to take a look, she whispered, "I know you're in there. Let the kitten come out. He hasn't eaten for 2 days." After all, Millie was just a wild animal and anything could happen. "But you're too small to move those bricks. You can use my friends for that." The mouse called some of her acquaintances over, and together they started pushing the bricks. The job would have gone much faster if it had been for the fact that the bricks was stuck in the mud. They tried to pull the pile out, but it wouldn't budge. He said goodbye to the mice and went back out into the street, where he spent the night curled up in a ball because she knew very well that if they got a hold of her, it would be curtains for her. Her name was Millie, and she told our hero that she could get back into her hole because some nasty tomcats had put a pile of bricks in front of it. She asked if he could help her remove the bricks, and he agreed without hesitation. That's why she kept as far away from them as possible. He started digging the ground with his paws, trying to make the bricks come out. But that, too, didn't work. Then the mouse spoke up. "Let's take a break and think of something else. We'll figure it out." The kitten and the mouse decided to help each other out, and that is how their beautiful friendship began. Our hero was a small kitten with soft, silky fur and shining emerald eyes. And that is how our hero learned that mice are evil creatures that need to be on guard against all the time, because she didn't want to share her food with them anymore. It looked like a perfect place to curl up and take a nap. But as soon as he got closer, he heard squeaking sounds coming from inside. Suddenly, a tiny head popped out of the hole, followed by another, and then another. Dozens of mice came running out. Our hero froze in fear. Was he finally going to be eaten by a mouse? Just as they were about to pounce on him, the animals stopped. Our hero was shocked. His mother just kicked him out onto the street. Where was he supposed to go now? The cats had always been wary of the mouse living in their house. So when she disappeared, they suspected that one of them must have eaten her. One day, the mother cat had enough of Millie's antics. The kittens meowed in disapproval, but they listened to their mother. They didn't want to turn into dinner. Years flew by, and the kittens grew up. When they were old enough, their mother kicked them out of the house. As our hero walked around looking for somewhere to hide, he came across a big hole in the wall. It turned out that the mice recognized the kitten and didn't want to hurt him. Our hero talked to the mice and found out that they were friendly creatures just like cats. They also liked to have fun and play. But when it got dark, he remembered once again that he didn't have a house to go back to. In the morning, our hero met up with the same mouse that had come out of the hole yesterday. When they got to the wall, our hero saw that Millie was right. Just then, Millie spoke up. I see you're a good fellow. Then the kitten came up with an idea. And so the mouse and the kitten took a break. Hey, what are you doing? The mouse squeaked angrily. After hearing this, the kitten felt ashamed. He had been taught all his life that mice are evil and dangerous. But actually they're kind and smart. Millie nodded in understanding. She also grew up believing that cats are evil and cruel, but she realized that this isn't true. Not all cats are bad. The two friends looked at each other for a moment, then burst out laughing. One day, Millie noticed that the kitten was sad, so she asked what was wrong. I miss my mom, the kitten replied. So the mouse called all her friends, and together they came up with a plan. At first, the mother cat refused, but seeing that the kitten was really thin, she relented and let him in. And so the kitten stopped living on the street and moved back into his house. But he didn't forget about Millie.